one-woman show called By the Seat of My Pants, Stories of True Wit and Grit. And I don't know if most people catch it, but every story she tells on the mic is true, right? That's what makes it amazing. She featured here about a month ago doing her thing, and she's here tonight with her funky, cool black boots. She's about to come up here and bless us. So what I need you to do is start picking up the energy for Maggie Nuttall.
I'm working on some new stuff. But it's true. I mean, it already happened. I mean, it's been around. I'm just actually going to talk about it. Isn't that amazing? All right. My name is Margaret, and I'm 6 feet tall. And I've been this height since I was 12 years old. And I'm the youngest of 8. When I was a kid, I would run around all the time and tell everybody that, and go through all the names of my brothers and sisters and end with Margaret, like a period on the end of a sentence. And I would tell everyone with a sense of pride, you know, the only kind that you'd know from being the youngest of a very large family, that kind. And I would draw these pictures of my brothers and sisters. They're amazing people, and every single one of them. And I knew all their stats, right? I knew their date of birth, the hour they were born, how much they weighed at birth. I knew who they dated. I knew when they got their first kiss. I knew all that stuff because I was nosy. And I had big eyes and big ears, and I listened to every little thing because they're my brothers and sisters, and they mean a lot to me. And I was the type of kid, you know, my brothers were the heavyweight wrestlers in the high school. And it was very often that when you go to a wrestling match, they would get pinned in the first round, or sometimes it would take them seconds. But I was the kid that got up and said, "That's my brother!" with a sense of primordial pride only the youngest of a large family can possess. And so two of my older sisters started spending some serious amount of time with me, teaching me things like how to dribble a ball. Because apparently, when you're this tall, see, I was 11 at the time, so I was only 5'9", and I was the shortest one in the family, and they're teaching me how to dribble the ball, they're teaching me how to do the free throw, they told me what fouls were, and I was in 7th grade, and they had me, he's like, try out for the basketball team. And I tried out, and I won. I mean, I got on the team, and I told them, I was like, I'm on the team, but I didn't really want to be on the team. I told them, I said, well, I'm on the team, and they were really happy for me. But I said, no, the reason, you know, I wanted to spend more time with you. And the response that I got wasn't of support. It was, they were angry with me and yelled at me. It's like, you wasted my time. And here I am, I'm hearing this at 11 years old, and my 13-year-old and 18-year-old sister are yelling at me. It's like, I spent so much time trying to teach you the game, and you got on the team. And listen, I don't want to be a basketball player. You know? And you know, that's a tough level of rejection. I was 11. And as the years went by, you know, this separation got wider. I mean, I developed other interests, and everyone else in my family, they're all, you know, very into sports. You know, the field hockey, the wrestling, the basketball. And I went off into theater. I mean, it took an avalanche of guilt that came from my mother to get me to come to a show, you know. And, you know, now, you know, I was a fan. You know, when I look back, I was more of a fan of my brothers and sisters. You know, they were insistent. It's like, oh, you know, we're just people. You know, don't be a fan. We're just people. And instead of you know, listening to me, when I was a little kid, so I was always told to shut up. I always kept at a distance. You know, normally in families, their arms are outstretched, which are stretched to encircle you. Well, their arms were stretched out to push me away. And when I reached my mid-20s, and I moved here to New York to live in a whole other world, and I would come back to visit, I started finding myself with my arms outstretched like this too. And all of a sudden, you know, they change their minds. It's like, wait a minute, we don't want to be at arm's length, but we don't understand you. But we'll tell you to shut up anyway. What do you know? You're in New York. Like, that's a different reality. Like, that's like, it's still on planet Earth, okay? Except my Earth happens to be a little more in your face, not as little subtle as a small town, you know what I'm saying? And so now, they're trying to come towards me, and I'm starting to realize more and more that I gotta push them away. Because after all the time I wasted pushing myself, trying to get to know them, to have them in my life, so I realized, you know, I need a life of my own, and I don't have to impress these people. So if you want to be on the periphery, well, that's where you're gonna be, because I'm right here, and I'm way different from you, and I'm somebody that you're never gonna understand, and that's what brought me here. And this is part of the reason why I tell stories, you know. There's a thing, you know, like a moth to the flame, and if you're one of those people that have been told to shut up, and that your opinion doesn't matter, and who you are, you have to fit in with everybody else, you're tall, so your job is to play basketball and be like everybody else, and when you get an opportunity to get up to a microphone, and you have everybody listening to you, and you tell the story that comes from you, that's what brings me to the flame, and that's what I got. It ain't much, but it's mine. And I'll take you for a ride. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes you'll cry. But damn it, it's my life, it's my truth, and that's what I got to give to you. Thank you.
Maggie Nuttall, give us some more, everybody.